Hey guys, so it's the day after, the morning after, and I still got nothing. They got older, they got worse, they got more injury prone. I shouldn't just say they got older, they got way older. You went from age 29 to like 36, 37 for Paul George. Also, yes, I said Jason Tatum was 30 in my video. He's 28. I don't know why the hell I said he was 30, okay? I'm sorry. And the only flexibility you got was Paul George is under contract for one less season, and you got 2 picks. My initial reaction was like, Brad, show me how this makes sense. I'm like, how the hell does this put you in a better position to compete for a title? Like, even if you truly believe, hey, man, because of the contract situation of our top 2 guys, you know, Jaylen, just it's 2 guys on a max, super max, whatever. It's just going to be too difficult to round out the rest of the roster. It's like, it had to be this trade on July 1st. I mean, if my options are, we just got to nail it on the margins versus this, I'll just take my chances on the margins at that point, man. And then all the tweets have to come out now. Listen, people are going to report what they hear. I'm not saying I'm not shooting the messenger here, okay? Twitch streams, wanting to be Tatum's equal, and, he thinks he's smart. Like, was any of this really a big deal? Because on the surface, I mean, I can only go off of what I've read. On the surface, and obviously there are Twitch stream clips, I just can't imagine that, like really? We got to trade him for Paul George, who's in his mid to late 30s because of this? You really had to? I mean, I wonder how Tatum feels about this. He had to have gotten word about where they were going at some point. We all knew that this was a possibility. He definitely had more information than we did. He didn't think to shoot this down or anything. I mean, look, I said this at the end of my last video, so depending on when you clicked off, you might not even have seen it. But like, look, I'm willing to have a conversation about like the edges of Jaylen Brown's game, all right? Off-ball defense, perhaps a little too mid-range dependent at times. Like, I understand these things, okay? But for Paul George at this age, I mean, the most possible charitable look at this I can get to is that in a year, Paul George will be an expiring contract, and then you could use that with extra picks to make a move. But that's going to be in Jason Tatum's age 28 season. And who knows what's going to be available. And we just saw that they were not willing to go like over the finish line for Giannis. And so if another guy becomes available, whoever they might believe in the league might ask out or whatever, are you going to go over the finish line then? They also just didn't get enough picks. I mean, you're taking on Paul George's contract, you're giving up the best player in the deal, and Philly is getting significantly younger with this trade. Like, how are you not making out like a bandit with draft picks in this thing? I still wouldn't have liked it because of the immediate drop off and, the age stuff and the health stuff with Paul George, another big thing. But at least that could have been, something resembling like I'm not going to say consolation prize, but I'm like, all right, we got a lot of picks. And sure, like this team upcoming right now, this is not going to be a horrible team. They just won a bunch of games with Jaylen and no Tatum, which, by the way, for anybody who wants to do the Celtics record without Jaylen Brown, they just won a crap ton of games without Jason Tatum. Maybe the Celtics just have a formula that really, really works in the regular season, okay? And then when we get to the playoffs, suddenly teams can game plan for you. They can play more physical defense, and then their lack of rim pressure comes out more, which, by the way, that's another thing. You lost rim pressure going from Jaylen Brown to Paul George. And so my initial reaction to this was like, all right, I have no choice but to see Brad Stevens' vision. I mean, he's not getting fired. Like, this is clearly the move of a front office. Well, I don't know. Is it the move of a front office guy who believes he's not going to get fired, or he's going to be gone in like a year? Which one is it? I mean, the feeling here is that Brad's going to be here for like ever. I don't know. They also have this new ownership group that took over like a year ago. I'll put it like this. Before this move, I was good with Brad Stevens. Yeah, the Vooch move sucked. And the ownership group, I didn't really care because it didn't feel like there was any real meddling of any sort of kind, right? After this, Brad Stevens got to win me back. And this private equity ownership group, I don't like them. It could have been just only Brad Stevens making this happen. I still don't like them. Now, he's running the ship, so what am I going to do? Look, I've seen some Celtics fans be like, boycott the team. First off, it's literally my job to care about the NBA, so I can't do that. But second off, I'm not going to do that. This is what being a fan is to me. You care when it feels so stupid and you do not understand the vision of the front office whatsoever. So anyway, now my NBA watching life is, I gotta hope that Paul George is healthy. I cannot believe that I'm saying this right now. Listen, he was good in round 1 versus the Celtics. If nobody else but me is going to say it, then I'm going to say it. I'm sure you've heard somebody else say that. But he's old as hell, and he's going to get hurt. Most likely. I'm going to be hoping that he's healthy, and he can play defense and make threes. And really, I would love if he was the salary outgoing in a deal that made us better than what we were, 17 hours ago, whenever the trade happened? You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, once again, love Jaylen Brown. I never wanted him traded, and now I'm going to watch him in Philadelphia. Look, a Celtics Sixers playoff series is going to happen at some point, man. And I'll just close this with the kind of the same thing I said in the last one. I hope at some point, some time goes by and I can look back on this video and the last one and however many times I mentioned this trade and I can be like, all right, it worked out. But I do not see how that's going to happen right now. Anyway, as I do this, I'm waiting on the Bill Simmons pod. It's going to be an all-timer. And to end on a positive note, the USA beating Bosnia in the World Cup, that was pretty cool.